Hello everyone and welcome back to Seriously Sports, the show that is not yet generating enough revenue to even afford me a Royale with cheese. Props if you got the reference. So we are starting a new segment today called Phone a Fan Friday, in which we will call fans to talk to them about their respective teams. On the hook with us today is a very close friend of mine and our resident New York Jets fan, Ryan. How you doing today, Ryan?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure. Now, I've always kind of enjoyed how we've been able to kind of revel in our misery together. You know, us both being like fans of AFC East teams that, well, suck.
Yep.
And I've kind of figured you were the best fit for the first person to feature on the podcast because, well, there's so many storylines tied into it. You know, Adam Gase, the head coach of the Jets, was previously the head coach of the Dolphins, and well, we've had discussions about that before. We know what that's like.
Yeah.
So
journey.
Exactly. So as it stands, the Jets are 1-6 right now. Sam Darnold seems to be a turnover machine. He's like white Jameis Winston. I saw a stat that blew my mind. Le'Veon Bell has only 349 rushing yards in 7 games. So, as a Jets fan, what is your opinion of the state of the franchise right now?
Oh, it's not good. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Johnson is just, I don't know what he's doing. He definitely doesn't want to win a Super Bowl. There is no sense of urgency on this team whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you can go and give Adam Gase complete control of this organization, fire the general manager, bring him his own general manager, Joe Douglas, who is now screwing up the team as of lately due to that trade deadline madness that went on.
Absolutely. By the way, I wanted to ask you about that. Do you think that they should have traded Le'Veon Bell?
Absolutely not. I don't think that even should have been on the table. I don't think they should have taken the phone calls whatsoever. And I'll tell you what, this will lead perfectly into my version of the what the fuck was that?
Please.
Because Joe Douglas blows my mind here. Going behind Jamal Adams' back when Jamal Adams told them he wants to remain a Jet. Goes behind him. This is our captain. All right, he's been in the league, 3 years?
Yeah, something
maybe
like that.
4 years. Pro Bowl since he entered the league.
Mm-hmm.
Captain. Tells him he wants to be a Jet. And then Joe Douglas goes behind his back and tries to get rid of him.
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane. You're talking about one of the anchors in the locker room.
Absolutely. You know what Joe Douglas just did? He destroyed that locker room morale.
Mm-hmm.
Because Jamal Adams is pissed.
Oh, yeah.
He does not want to play for us anymore.
No.
He will not re-sign a contract next year.
Of course not.
Absolutely not.
And that's terrible. And, you know, the morale in the locker room was already looking pretty shaky at best. I mean, Adam Gase doesn't do a lot to inspire confidence.
Nope. It's horrible.
Oh, that's rough.
It's absolutely horrible. And this is exactly what Adam Gase did in Miami. What did he do when he got there? He got rid of Jay Ajayi and he got rid of Jarvis Landry, their 2 best players. Mm-hmm. And he sank that franchise.
That's funny that you said that because that was exactly the phrase that I used, is he came in, he sank the franchise by doing that. And this is what's interesting about Adam Gase. And this is what I brought to your opinion back when brought to your attention back when he was first hired. His best successes happened when he was coaching teams that he did not play a hand in building. Like, if you remember, his biggest success was being the offensive coordinator for the Denver Broncos while Peyton Manning was there. They made a Super Bowl, and their offense was shut down in the Super Bowl. Yep. And then he went to Chicago, gave Jay Cutler his best statistical year, and the Bears went nowhere. And then he got to Miami, took a roster that he inherited, and went to the playoffs, And then after that, the rest is history. He started parting it out because he didn't get along with those guys, and his ego specifically sank the franchise and put them on the path that they're on right now. And that's why when he got hired by the Jets, I couldn't believe it, because I'm like, hold up. You guys had a front row seat for this. Watched the whole thing transpire, and then hired him and gave him more power.
Yep. I remember talking about this with you when they first hired him. And I was livid at that point as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, because you knew what was coming. You could see it.
Yep.
And that's phenomenal. So, needless to say, I'm assuming you don't have a great opinion of Adam Gase, right?
No. Unfortunately, this offensive mastermind has the worst offense in the league right now.
This is the most hilarious part, and this is why I inquired about whether or not you think they should have traded Bell. You know, Le'Veon Bell, he's one of the premier running backs in the league. We're all aware of who he is and all of his accolades and everything and how well he can move the ball. But Adam Gase has a thing about running the football. He doesn't like to run the football, and he's quick to abandon it if it's not working early. That's how he's always been, and it seems like he's having issues figuring out how to use Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, not to mention that Le'Veon Bell is the hardest working guy in that locker room.
Mm-hmm.
And his attitude about the team has been nothing but positive throughout this disaster of a season.
Oh, without a doubt.
I have to give everything to Le'Veon Bell. He is such a team player.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a disaster what they're doing to him. I mean, for him to get 9 carries a game it's
atrocious.
It's atrocious. That is enough in itself for us to call for Adam Gase's fire.
I agree.
Just that. Not to mention they tried to get rid of Bell, Anderson, and Adams, our 3 best players.
Man, see, and I guess that leads me into that follow-up question. Do you think Adam Gase is one and done in New York?
You betcha. He should be fired today.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. They should give Greg Williams the interim head coach job and just be done with it.
Oh, the ironic part about that being that I said that the Cleveland Browns should have retained Greg Williams as the head coach. They should have kept the power structure that they had because they were playing well while he was the head coach, and they have not been so far this year. So that's interesting. And word on the street anyways is that Adam Gase and Greg Williams don't even like each other.
That seems right. Their personalities have to clash.
Mm-hmm.
They have to. I've seen the news conferences with both of them, or the press conferences with both of them, and they're 2 totally different people.
Oh, man, without a doubt. And it's rough. It's honestly kind of hard to watch.
It is. I find myself yelling at the TV every weekend.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know how that is, except I haven't been watching Miami games this year.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Can't blame you.
It's really unfortunate, though, because the Jets seem to look worse this year than they did last year under Todd Bowles. And last year they finished 4-12. But the funny thing was 3 of those wins were in the first half of the season.
Yeah.
And this season they've got 1 win so far, which was an incredible victory over the Cowboys. And then they just, I don't know, they disappeared after that. The whole team didn't even show up to play the Patriots.
No. I mean, that just goes to, the Patriots, all they had to do was run 2 different defenses the entire night, and they had us booked.
Oh, man.
They played a man coverage defense or a 0 blitz.
Oh, wow.
They would have guys running at Darnold all night, unblocked. And you know what Adam Gase can't do?
What's that?
He cannot adjust.
Nope.
He cannot adjust and put a tight end or a running back there to help give that free runner or give Darnold some extra time from that free runner.
Right.
Even if the tight end just goes out and bumps the guy real quick and then goes out on his route, you gave him an extra second.
Exactly. Buy him a second.
That's it. And Adam Gase cannot adjust to block that. And so what do the Patriots do? They do it all night long.
Mm-hmm. And you know the Patriots, the way they play defense is so interesting. Even their defense is even difficult to play against in Madden because they're constantly giving you looks that look like one thing, and then as soon as you snap the ball, they become something else, and it's just out there, man. And I think that the biggest issue that you guys seem to be having is on the offensive line, because I don't know if you caught that game against Jacksonville.
I did not. No, I didn't catch that one. I've watched every other one.
Living in the city, there was no way for me to miss it. And damn, dude. You know, Darnold was sacked 8 times in that game.
Yep. He was sacked 10 times against the Patriots as well.
Oh, my. Oh, my. See, and this was my problem right here. This is exactly what I had called out initially when they hired Gase, because I never thought that he was the guy for the job. You know, nowhere on his resume does it say that he can develop a young quarterback.
Yeah, right? Peyton Manning is giving him all the credit in the world, and he didn't train Peyton Manning.
Exactly. Peyton came to him an already finished product. You know, in the twilight of his career. He didn't develop Jay Cutler. And this is exactly why I said the guy that I would have picked and the guy I thought for sure was going to get the job was Mike McCarthy. Because say what you want about McCarthy and his tenuous relationship with Aaron Rodgers, the man's won a Super Bowl. He coached a Hall of Famer. He helped develop a future Hall of Famer. And I think they made the playoffs in 9 of his 13 seasons, something like that. So if anybody was going to get that job, and this is why it's interesting, because he actually interviewed for a few different jobs. He interviewed for the Cardinals, he interviewed for the Browns, and he turned down both of those jobs and then publicly stated
that he was only interested in the Jets.
Yup. And then they hired Adam Gase. Like, what? It's remarkable.
It is. And going back to the offensive line, I mean, they improved the offensive line over the offseason. They brought in Osimile. They brought in Khalil, the center. And guess what? They both suck. You got your captain, Beachum, on the line, who can't stop holding. He's a penalty machine.
Oh, man. See? And that always boils down to coaching. It's all about coaching.
It does.
You're looking for discipline. You know, that's the same issue that the Browns are having. There's this lack of discipline.
Absolutely.
You know, remarkable. So, I mean, what do you think? What do you think's going to happen now? What do you think will happen with Sam Darnold? Is he going to develop?
I really like Sam Darnold. I think he's a great quarterback. He's a quick learner. He's a hard worker. He's got good instincts, and you can tell that he makes those throws that a lot of other pros can't make.
Absolutely.
He throws off his back foot when he needs to, and he can make it look good. Now, he can also make it look real bad, but that's a young quarterback.
Exactly. It comes with the territory.
He definitely needs to develop. He's only had 17 games in the league so far, and he just needs time, and he needs a good coach. Adam Gase is not that coach.
I agree.
And I understand the people that are saying that he, firing Gase will just have him learning a new system again, 3 systems in 2 years and everything. But you know what? We've got to get a coach that can get him in for the long term, and that's just not Adam Gase.
Right. Because, I mean, it just, wow. A 1-6 start. I didn't predict that. And I don't like Adam Gase, so...
Yeah, we had the talent to be a playoff team this year. I truly believe that.
Absolutely.
I truly do.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's requisite weapons there, and then with the acquisition of Le'Veon Bell, it seemed like it was supposed to work. This man's supposed to be an offensive genius, so-called. I don't know who coined that term, but we got to look that up. We got to figure it out. Absolutely. Because I don't know who said it exactly. I don't know who said it, but that is not what we're seeing. And that's the thing. I agree, though. I like Sam Darnold. I thought he was a great pick. I thought he was definitely one of the better quarterbacks in that draft. But I agree. I think that he needs somebody who can really develop him. And again, Adam Gase has never shown that he's able to develop a young quarterback.
Absolutely. And if he can get past this seeing ghosts nonsense, he can get through anything.
I agree. it's funny actually that little moment had some repercussions because now teams are a bit hesitant to let ESPN put the mic on, to put the mic on their players. They're not interested in doing it anymore because the funny thing is the comments, everything that before they air it, it has to get approved by NFL Films. So somehow that slipped by everybody and got out there, really pissed off the Jets, you know, and now they won't let him live it down either because at the Jacksonville game, at the 2-minute warning, they actually started showing a highlight reel of all of Sam Darnold's negative plays, and they set it to the Ghostbusters theme. Yeah.
Oh, that's awful.
Oh, my city has such a great sense of humor.
Yeah. Oh man. I would definitely do that to an opponent.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's awful.
You can't help it, man. But damn. So it's rough, man. It's really rough.
He'll bounce back.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be fine as long as if they can get this whole the whole coaching situation sorted out. I think he's gonna be okay because he's got the talent, he's got the mindset, and he seems to be mentally tough, and that's really what it takes.
Yeah, you nailed it right there. Mm-hmm. He is mentally tough.
Now, I am curious, though, at how the hell is it that, you know, the franchise quarterback catches mono and misses 3 games?
Man, play's got to play, you know? He's just out there getting his.
Oh, yeah.
And he got a little careless.
Oh, that's funny. See, but can you afford to be careless when you are the franchise quarterback of one of the Big Apple teams?
It's a great point. Absolutely not. Not when you're a professional athlete.
And in one of the biggest markets, that's the concern, you know? It raises questions. I don't know which questions exactly, but I'm sure somebody's got them, you know?
Hey, man, they might be Big Dick Darnold next.
Oh, that's good. That's real good. I agree. You know, it's funny, dude. I actually ran out of questions.
Oh, that's all right. I'll tell you what. I think the only way that the Jets turn their franchise around is to sell the team to another owner, an owner that cares.
Oh, man. So you're talking like completely from the ground up. We're going to reboot. That's it.
Yep.
But I get that. Who's the owner right
Johnson
now?
He's just too. It's Johnson. It's one of the Johnson brothers. I don't know which one.
I think it's Woody Johnson. If I read it correctly, Woody Johnson, and then his.
It might be. I thought Woody was the Bills owner, but either way, they're just too into making money to care about the team winning. As long as they're making money, which they always do. They don't care.
That's the ironic part, though. There's so much more money to be made when your team is winning.
Yeah.
But then again, good marketing can really take you a long way. Just ask Jerry Jones. You know, everybody knows the Dallas Cowboys. Every single state has Dallas Cowboys fans, and they don't really do all that much winning. You know, they'll win their division, but they never go far into the playoffs.
No, they lost to the Jets this year. They're laughing stock.
They got their asses kicked by the Jets. That's what. And they were so far they're the Jets' only win. Like what even happened there?
Well, we actually only won by 2 points.
Oh shit. What?
Yeah, it was 24-22. So we almost played it up.
The only reason I dub it an ass kicking is because the Jets were really in charge in the first half of that game. The Cowboys came back and almost won. But it was the Jets' game for most of it.
Yep, you're right.
But it was good. You know, I'm really hoping, though. I'm hoping that the Jets actually go ahead and topple the Dolphins. They should. If they don't, y'all should really be concerned.
Yeah, absolutely. If we can't beat the Dolphins, I mean, especially with Adam Gase being the former Dolphins coach, he has a complete leg up.
Exactly. He should know.
He should, but don't count on him not screwing it up.
I couldn't believe it, though. I'm hoping that they do well just because I'm thinking about rolling the dice with the Jets defense this week in fantasy.
Oh, okay.
Because, I mean, I streamed Pittsburgh's this past week because they were facing the Dolphins, and that ended up working out for me. But I'm hesitant about it, and I've got some other backup options, but
yeah. Well, C.J. Mosley is going to be out for another 6 weeks.
Damn.
So, yeah, he's our captain, our play caller on the defense. So
That's rough.
yeah, luckily Hewitt, who's taking his place, I mean, that guy's good. We need to pay that guy.
Well, I mean, if the team works the way that you've described, then they probably will not pay him. They're going to let him go.
Probably.
And I know how that is, too, because, see, that's how I felt. I can't believe that Miami let Adam Gase trade Jarvis Landry, of all people. The man, he had the surest hands in the league, at least while he was playing in Miami. Caught everything that came his direction. You're talking about...
He was great. I've seen him live a few times.
Oh, yeah. See, you know. I got to see him a few times, too, and I was, every time, man, goosebumps. And that's the thing. This man, 3 consecutive Pro Bowls, and y'all don't pay him? You trade him for next to nothing to Cleveland? Where he went to another Pro Bowl? Like, what? Come on, man. And that's the problem. That's the problem with Adam Gase. He's just ego-driven and doesn't seem to really know what he's doing. I don't understand how he got that job, man. He came in with a losing record.
Yeah, I don't know. People sail upwards these days.
It does seem to be that way.
Yep.
Because who was it?
Yeah, he's just so selfish, too. He throws the blame everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere except himself.
Of course not. There's no accountability there. Not with that man.
No.
Just drop that thing. I guess it's that new trend with the NFL. You got all these young offensive-minded coaches coming in, and these people, they're failing upwards. You look at Adam Gase, you look at Cliff Kingsbury.
Yep.
Cliff Kingsbury was a funny case, actually, though, because he was a failed college head coach who then accepted a job to become the offensive coordinator for USC, and then about a month after he got that job, he was offered the head coaching job with the Cardinals.
No kidding.
Yup, 100%. And then just, that's it. Oh, hey, thanks for the opportunity, guys. I'm going to go to the NFL instead.
Ugh.
Which, oh, man. I got a lot to say about them, too, but I'll go ahead and wait because, got somebody else to call for the Arizona Cardinals.
Absolutely. I think I might know who you have in mind.
Oh, yeah, you know. And so, gonna have to...
He'll give you a good interview for sure.
That's what I was thinking. See, you guys are all so great. Man, can you believe that? We've already gone 23 minutes.
Nice.
Yeah, I know. Didn't even feel like it, right?
I know. I was a little worried about being short, not having enough to talk about.
Shit, me too, especially when I ran out of questions.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, man, I felt like Fry in Futurama. I was like, well, it took me about an hour to write it. I figured it would take me about an hour to read it.
Yeah.
Right. But no, ended up working out. So we're right about the length of my usual episode size. So ended up,
Great.
Yeah, it's perfect.
No, I hope that was a good interview.
Oh, man, you did fantastic. Please. We can't wait to have you back.
Great. I appreciate that.
And don't worry, seeing as how Miami faces the Jets twice a year, trust me, you'll be back.
Yeah, for sure.
But any parting words, or parting thoughts, rather, for the Jets? What do you think?
I don't know. I don't have much faith for the rest of the season this year. Mm-hmm. But I'll stick it out for the year and see what kind of management decisions they make.
Absolutely. It's all you can do.
Yep. I might just have to be a regular old football fan with no team anymore if they continue down this road.
Hey, man, that's been me this year.
Yeah.
Like, I love my Dolphins. I'll always be a fan, but I have not been wearing the colors this year.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I haven't. I've wanted to get one of those new stick jerseys, like the new Jets scheme that they got going on.
Yeah, it's nice.
But yeah, I won't spend another dime on them until they start doing better.
Hell no, exactly. It's like, no, you guys don't deserve my money yet.
No.
Go win something first.
Yeah, absolutely.
And see, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Oh man. I can't ask any Patriots questions either because I got to save those.
Yep.
Oh, man.
I hate Patriots so much.
I know. You know what the worst part is? I realize I don't necessarily hate them. I don't hate Tom Brady. I just hate that they're in our division.
Yeah.
Because, we can't beat them, and and they've been around. They've been good for as long as I've been watching football. So
yeah, they're just too good for too long.
Exactly. We're talking about close to a 20-year dynasty now.
I know, and I'm just sick of hearing it. Like, I know they're good. I know they're the best in football.
Right.
Shut up about it.
Right? Come on,
Stop.
man.
Get your nose out of his ass.
Oh, shit. It's tough, man. I'm really sick of it, too. It's like, come on, you guys. And it's not really fair because they get a cakewalk into the playoffs every year because they basically win the division week 1,
Yep. And, dude, this schedule this year for them, I don't know who made the schedule.
I'm saying.
For this season, but it is atrocious.
It was a cakewalk. At least the first half.
Unbelievable.
They're not.
They have the easiest schedule in the league.
Exactly. I'm like,
even with the second half of their schedule.
I had listed them off on a previous episode. I'm like, dude, they played like nobody. They played the Jets, Miami, the Giants, the Redskins, and I think they opened the season against the Steelers, and the Steelers embarrassed themselves. And I mean, it's been the easiest schedule I've ever seen. So now at least we'll get to see how good they really are right now in the back half of the season here, because they're going to face teams like Kansas City. Hopefully Patty Cakes will be back by then. They're going to face Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, and the Ravens are hard to defend against.
Oh, they are, yeah. I mean, they have a triple threat offense,
Oh, yeah. They
can run the ball, or they can pass the ball, or Lamar can run the ball.
Exactly.
While he's passing the ball.
And it's he's almost more dangerous running the ball than the running backs are.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But he's probably got almost as much yards as Ingram this year.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. People are thinking that he's probably going to beat Mike Vick's single-season rushing record for quarterbacks.
I did hear that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I could imagine it. I could see it.
He's so fast. He moves like nobody else.
Oh, yeah, he's incredible. The dude's electric.
Yeah, I'm glad I got him on my fantasy team.
Yeah, I know. That was a hell of a pickup.
Right? That's right at the end of the draft, too. Just threw him in there.
That's funny, because that's how I ended up with Patrick Mahomes last year.
Nice.
He was my last pick. Ended up working out.
For sure, man. He's incredible.
Oh, I know. It's been a rough season for him. And then I can't believe Andy Reid did that, man. He attempted that quarterback sneak in a pointless game and got this man injured. Well, more injured. Because he was already hurt before, but then
he was already hobbling around.
And they're like, oh, fuck it, let's go for it. For no reason, let's go for it. And they went for it and dislocated this man's knee. Like, what? Dude. You can't.
Yeah, that's tough.
It's all right. And I felt like I was in Bizarro World, because then Matt Moore steps in, the former Dolphin, and wins the game.
I remember you talking about this, too, going off on Matt Moore.
Oh, man.
He can play when he comes in off the bench, but when he's got time to prepare, he's saying nothing.
Yup, bro. That has been him his entire career.
Yep.
Oh, shit. Because I remember I actually got to see it in person once. Because I was at the game that Tannehill got injured in initially. Because that was against the Cardinals. So me and Chris were there. And Matt Moore steps in, slings a couple deep balls, and then they end up winning on a field goal on our end of the field. It was great.
Nice.
And then they go off into the playoffs and just absolutely embarrass themselves against the Steelers. And I think the Steelers went up like 2 scores in the first 5 minutes. It was a shame.
That sounds like the Steelers defense.
Uh-huh. I was happy to not watch that game. Because I caught the first 2 touchdowns, and I'm like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I gotta go.
Yeah. I feel like that during every Jets game, and then I just continue to sit there and watch it.
Oh, man.
I force myself through it.
That's interesting. See, you're a dedicated fan, bro. And I actually noticed that I was just telling Lauren about that the other day. I was like, look, my division is good for one thing, and it's that all the teams in our division have a very dedicated fan base.
Yep.
Like, we stick with our teams through thick and thin, and I feel like you don't see that anywhere else except for maybe Cleveland.
Yeah, well, Patriots fans are always bandwagon jumpers.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
that's another thing, especially females.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Without a doubt, dude. Every female is a Patriots fan.
Because they're
None
winning.
of them are from New England.
Exactly. Everyone's going to jump on the bandwagon of the winning team, and they just happen to be the one of the last 2 decades. So
Yep.
I don't blame them too much. I'm very intrigued. As a matter of fact, as Tom Brady's career starts to wind down, I'm really curious to see who the next AFC East team is going to be that, rises up and takes that mantle, or if none of them do.
I honestly think it'll still be the Patriots without Tom Brady.
I can imagine that. Because, contrary to popular belief, I know a lot of people feel like Tom Brady is the reason for all of their success, but I don't agree with that. I think it's Bill Belichick.
Yeah. Oh, it's the discipline, dude. That's all it is. Mm-hmm. It's the discipline that they have.
That is exactly it. And you know why? That discipline came trickling down from, like, military-style order. Because, Get this, Bill Belichick's dad coached for, like, 25 years or something at the Naval Academy, right?
Okay.
And from there, he had learned from a lot of those greats. I actually read a book that was detailing all of it. And Bill Belichick is basically the last remaining coach from that era, from that kind of tree. And that's how they ran him. All the best coaches in history, you find out that a lot of them come from that same background. Or they could.
It makes sense.
Yeah. Because it is. That kind of order. That kind of, they teach.
You build like a camaraderie with that.
Exactly. And it builds that kind of commitment and that passion for your team, for your teammates. It's infallible.
For your coach.
Right. I used to one of my favorite stories that I read was actually about, I believe it was Tom Landry, who was he coached the Cowboys. And one of the things they were playing, there was a story that was told. One of the guys that they were at a hotel, they were supposed to be playing the Philadelphia Eagles the following night or the following whatever, yeah. And the Philadelphia Eagles team was in the bar at the hotel partying. They're hanging out, doing their thing. And then you see Tom Landry and all the Cowboys walk by on their way to go to do their movie night, which was kind of their routine, They didn't do things like partying in the bar or any of that. They didn't do any of that hanging out. They were very, I don't want to say strict, but orderly.
Yeah, like regimented.
Exactly. And because that was that old school mentality, it was this, Tom Landry believed that there was a certain way to present yourself. There was a certain way to be. You're a professional. And you have to look like it. You have to act like it. When they got on the team plane, the first thing they saw was Tom Landry and his wife. And that man was always in a suit and tie.
Just respectable.
Exactly. And I feel like that's kind of what's missing from today's game, and that's why you don't see a lot of those coaches anymore. You don't see that kind of order, and I think that's what makes the Patriots so successful.
Well, hopefully there's like a cultural shift within the NFL and we start going back to that.
I hope so, too.
Because it's ridiculous.
Right. Because it is. It's absurd nowadays. But, all right, I think we nailed it all, didn't we?
I think we did. I think we covered just about everything.
Got over a half hour and shit. That's fantastic.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, man. So, hey, I appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us, bro.
Oh, it was my pleasure. It was my pleasure, man. I'm glad that you offered to have me on at all, I was honored.
Oh, absolutely, man. It was my honor. Please. Couldn't have thought of a better first guest, man. I was just I was so excited, too.
That's good. I tried to do a little research and have my facts straight and everything, so I hope it sounded like I did.
I appreciate it. I hope I sounded like it.
Good.
Shit, to be honest, like I like to do my research too. I do my homework and shit, and then like I jot my notes, and then I halfway through I realize, what the fuck, bro? I feel like I'm missing shit, you know? But
right.
Who knows?
No, you did great.
I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, you got a great presence.
Oh, you really think so?
Absolutely, yeah. You got a great energy. You're very friendly and inviting.
I appreciate that, bro. You too. And you've got a very
I appreciate that.
a very prim and proper sound about you, and that was part of the reason I was like, you know what? Ryan is the right guy to go with to start this off. This is gonna be great.
That's funny.
Exactly. I was not at all disappointed.
Good. I can't wait to hear it.
Oh yeah. We're still going right now, so. But for everyone here at Seriously Sports and for Ryan,
don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and knock that bell to get all the notifications.
That's right.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
All right, bro. You heard that, man. Like, subscribe, and ding the bell for more amazing content.